gong, 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 gong to gong. I mean, and a chugger, and then he had that rubber dub, what we call a rubber dub feel,
Right.
which I use too. I mean, that is really what makes a band move, is that rubber dub. It's a shuffle, but you can't shuffle. I mean, it's not a regular shuffle. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of 12. Dubba dibba dibba, but it's what makes a band move ahead and keeps everything inspired. And you don't have to get on top of the beat to do it. He's just sitting back there, laying back, and it's beautiful sound.
Welcome to the Drum Hang. I'm Chris Smith. Today, Mel Lewis and his use of the rub-a-dub sticking. This is a topic near and dear to my heart. I wrote a book on Mel Lewis. He's one of my favorite drummers. I've gotten so much inspiration from him because he is one of the most musical drummers you'll ever hear. And he sounded great in every setting, whether it was with a big band, backing up a vocalist, playing in a small group, with every level of band. And every situation, he elevated the musicians he played with to sound better. And that is the ultimate goal. So, speaking of Mel Lewis, the records of the day, two today, because it's Mel Lewis Day. First, Jerry Mulligan, Concert Jazz Band, live at the Village Vanguard. This is a great record of Mel, very clear recording, really, if you're just getting into Mel Lewis, this is a great place to start. We're talking today about his use of rub-a-dub and that sticking, and he plays it a ton on this record. This is a little big band, not quite a full big band, but it's really awesome to hear Mel support the band through written figures and then also really get in there and light the fire during solos with like the legendary Clark Terry, Jerry Mulligan, and of course Bob Brookmeyer. So this is one of my all-time favorites. The second album of the day, record of the day, is Thad Jones' Mel Lewis, also live at the Village Vanguard, and this is titled Monday Night. Now, a lot of people I find haven't heard this record because it was never put out on CD. The only time this was ever put out on CD was with the Mosaic box set, which is long out of print, and if you do find it, it's kind of expensive. But you can still find this on vinyl, and you can also get it now digitally, iTunes, Spotify, all that junk. But live, the vibe of this record between the band and the crowd is just fabulous. Mel's playing is, of course, fabulous. Kids Are Pretty People is one of my favorite arrangements of the band, and I really enjoy the tempo that they play, that song on this record, and this is one of the all-time bests. If you don't know Monday Night, do yourself a favor and check it out. So, without any further ado, let's get into Mel Lewis and Rub-a-Dub. Okay, so for our purposes today, the rub-a-dub is really going to be right, right, left. Mel used different stickings to achieve this same idea, and there wasn't just one way he did it. That's kind of the magic of Mel Lewis. He used variations of this rub-a-dub sticking and was able to displace it in all these different ways so that it worked with so many different big band figures, written ensemble figures, and that he could utilize it in so many different ways under a soloist as a comping and timekeeping device that it was like magic, okay? But for our gateway, we're using right, right, left. Think of it like a paradiddle. It's a rudiment. Rub-a-dub sounds like rub-a-dub. Right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Just like paradiddle sounds like paradiddle. Okay, so it's a right, right, left sticking. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to play time, and I'm going to show you how to utilize this right, right, left sticking. You're going to start with your left, actually. Left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. On your snare drum. Left on your snare drum, right on the cymbal. You're going to put your bass drum with the first right note. I'm going to play it for one measure, and then I'm going to play it for two measures. I'm going to show you how to loop it, and then I'll show you how it sounds interspersed in time playing, as a time and as a comping pattern. Mel used it a lot. So let's get into it. Here's the first example of using a right-right-left rub-a-dub as a timekeeping device. The core one-measure rub-a-dub. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. With the bass drum. Nice and loose and legato. Now two measures. Now two measures with the double left loop. Now the rub-a-dub interspersed with time playing. So the next part of this is really moving your left and right hand around to incorporate sounds of drums and cymbals. If you stick just with the ride cymbal and snare drum, it really sounds like a timekeeping, right? You're still playing all those eighth notes, and we still hear the sound of the ride cymbal consistently. Not a consistent pattern, but we consistently hear that sonic sound. So it doesn't sound like, you know, cymbal beat, fill on all the drums. Like, Mel was a master of keeping the cymbals involved, so it was never just like beat, fill, beat, fill. It was always this gray area of time and fills and supporting the band, all this texture that was thick and rhythmic and steady but never in the way. It's magic. So to get that, start moving your left hand, the left singles around the drums, and then start moving the second right. This is a video of me doing it, but more importantly, followed by my short example, is a clinic of Mel in 1985 playing time. The video is shot from the side, so pay attention to how relaxed his feet are, how fluid his motion is, and especially when he switches over to his left cymbal, he starts playing that rub-a-dub, moving the second right onto the tom. And as the tempo increases and he plays more up-tempo, he starts using that rub-a-dub a lot. So here's these two examples. Really pay attention to the Mel one. It's really special. I mean, it's like watching Babe Ruth hit a home run. It's the pure shit. So enjoy. Check it out. Now the rub-a-dub where I'm moving my left hand and my right hand around the drum set. I'm starting to move my right hand at first by moving the second right. correcting the rub-a-dub with the band figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, ooh, ba you da, ba you da, you da, ba you da, boo da, ba you da, ba you da, ba you da, ba you da. Now that you're getting this rub-a-dub under your hands, let's put it in the music. Utilizing this rub-a-dub is a great way to support the band as they and you play written figures of a big band chart. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ooh ba you da, shoot up. 1, 2, 3, 4, ba you da, boo da. Right? I played with them with my right hand. Ba, da, and I played right before the band with my left hand, that accent. So it's like setting up the band and then following through with them, all while keeping the sound of the cymbal happening so it doesn't just feel like a fill. It's time. It's a fill and it's time. It's thick, but it's not too thick. It's swinging, it's all the eighth notes, it's like perfect, right? So there's a couple examples here that I want you to check out. A couple intros where Mel is playing the rub-a-dub off of his hi-hat. So the first note, hi-hat to snare, ba-ba-doo, rub-a-dub, rub-a-dub. He plays it on the intro to nose cone. That transcription is on my website. You'll hear that. Right after that, you'll hear Mel play the same idea on Lady Chatterley's Mother, where the first 6 measures of this intro, Mel is playing rub-a-dubbing kind of off his hi-hat, and then he plays 2-measure rub-a-dub, sort of a time feel into the melody. Super clear. The third example is a video from 1964 of Mel where you can actually see him playing this rub-a-dub off his hi-hat to the intro. I think I looped it maybe 4 times so you can really see it. The next thing after that is Little Pixie. That's where I really learned how to do rub-a-dub within a band, playing written figures for the first time. The soli at the beginning. The first clip is the soli, and Mel is really navigating that sax soli with the rub-a-dub. And then the famous shout section, which is really hard to play. You can really clearly hear Mel, utilizing the rub-a-dub to play through that he's playing all this rub-a-dub to get through that crazy rhythmic thing that Thad Jones wrote. So here's a bunch of clips in a row of Mel using the rub-a-dub as a way to support the band as they play written figures in a big band arrangement. So this is awesome. Mel Lewis, rub-a-dubbing his booty off. Here it is. Check it out.
1, 2, 3,
It's been a long video, and I hope you've gotten a lot out of it. I've enjoyed making it because, like I said, Mel Lewis and his playing is near and dear to my heart. I please encourage you to check out the book I wrote on Mel. It's called Mel Lewis, The View from the Back of the Band. It's a full biography of Mel's career and his life, and it also includes transcriptions and a discography in the back. I'm really proud of it, and if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. Also visit my website where I wrote out some of this rub-a-dub stuff so you can see it visually. That may aid you in playing it. So most importantly, listen to Mel Lewis, listen to his musicality, listen to his rub-a-dub, listen to his time feel, and just try to cop that, because there's no better learning experience than that. So thank you for sticking around. This final video is a video it's not the best visual quality, but I really love Mel's playing on it. I find it fun that he is using the rub-a-dub so much in this clip as a comping device, as a solo device, and as a way to set up the band. So this is it. Thank you very much. I'll be back with more Mel Lewis stuff at some point, but obviously lots of good stuff here from the Drum Hang coming up soon. So thank you. Take care. Take it away, Mel.